So welcome back to Life of a Kitman. Something completely different again today. Matt knows what we're doing. We don't know what we're doing. But apparently this is all about us and not about players. So I'll hand over to Matt, who you'll hear his voice now.
Yes, hi everyone. So, as Hoops has just said, we've heard a lot from the players this season, but this is called Life of a Kitman, so it's about time we heard a bit about the life of our two kitmen at Swindon Town. So, just going to ask you some questions, and then the ultimate, the quiz.
Oh no.
Because you've teamed up this year on the quiz.
Yeah.
Not done so well.
It's about time we actually see.
It's about to see. It's about the time to see who out of you two is the ultimate quiz head.
Yeah.
Who's letting the team down when it comes to playing the
Don't
players?
start pointing at me as if like you're going to be
Yeah,
rubbish.
but you remember stuff, man.
and all this.
You know my memory's awful.
Trying to get in my head.
Oh, you know my memory's awful.
Right.
So,
That's
yeah.
coming down the line. So we're going to start with pre-Kitman life. What did you two do before you became Kitmen of Swindon Town?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, okay, I'll go first. So obviously, I was only 18 when I started as a kitman, so I hadn't had much life before that, other than your standard school life. So I was working in the shop for a year and a half before I was a kitman.
Which shop?
The club shop, sorry, yeah.
Not just
Didn't
Tesco's.
specify that, yeah. Yeah, so I was working in the club shop, sort of like on Saturdays and a couple of days in the week while at college, studying travel and tourism, because when I was younger I wanted to be a holiday rep. Brilliant. And not a party one. Like
also, it was a very easy course, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Easy.
For anyone that knows me knows I'm not the brightest. So yeah, did travel and tourism while I was working in the club shop, and then obviously Kitman at the time left, and me and Steve were sort of just plodded in this room together, and the rest is history.
The rest is history.
So while he was working in the club shop at the tender age of 18,
How
that
long
sounds...
have we got? How far do you want me to go back?
Just pre, just a little
okay, I
background,
did your normal jobs. I did your supermarkets. I was selling mobile phones, doing that kind of stuff. Then there was something called the credit crunch and a recession in this country.
Showing your age now.
And that cost a lot of people their jobs, me included. So I picked up a lot of skills, like from jobs and running shops and stuff. And I was also coaching football, football in the community actually, just over the way. They were actually up where the academy are back then. And I figured, what could I do with my time? Because I had no job, had nothing to do. So I put both sides of what I was doing together, a bit of business stuff and a bit of football stuff, and created my own coaching company. Did that for a few years. Then Charlie Austin, the main guy, contacted me. I'd been recommended to run his football school for him. So that was massive for me and the couple of guys that were helping us out.
Was this the one that was in Hungerford?
Yeah, so we were Hungerford, Wiltshire, Southampton Way, London, Gloucester. We were just everywhere for about 3 or 4 years.
So it kind of explains why you and Charlie go back well
Yeah,
beyond.
of course. Yeah. So that's where that link comes from. I was also coaching part-time at another club's academy. Come on, Jane.
Bristol City.
So I was
I banter him daily about
every
this.
day. For Swindon fans out there, when Bristol City won the league and the Johnson's Paint Trophy, they called it the double. That's not a double, that's rubbish. When we all had our photos and stuff with the trophies, I had my Swindon keyring hanging out of my pocket. So there was a Swindon badge in the pictures. And then they cropped all my pictures to the waist so they couldn't be seen. So that was...
Is there a picture there out there of you with it? Have you got
Yes, I think one of the coaches has, and he's also got a picture of me trying to steal a trophy to bring it down here because we ended up in the playoffs, and I was like, no, we need a trophy. So, yeah, I was doing that. Then I came to the club to work in the academy here. I was literally in there for 6 months, and then the kit job came up. Charlie had moved clubs, so couldn't be at all of the events and stuff. So we kind of stopped the football school element, and then when this job came up in and around the club, then I just kind of jumped at it, and I met Jonah in here.
And we
And there
both
we
started
go.
at the same time, which was...
Was it a job that was advertised just for one person, and then they
No,
took you over?
there was-
They wanted
there was
two
no
people.
ad-
Yeah, there was
There
two
was-
people before us,
Okay.
but they sort of both left that first half of the season, and then somebody had taken over for a month. But obviously,
He didn't have a great time.
no,
Forgot the boots for training, so that was
that was
kind
my
of,
first ever day.
That
So.
was kind of the end of him.
Right,
Yeah.
talk us through that. Your first day, you're in here, and someone forgets the boots for training.
Yeah, well, so obviously we went to the training ground, and I didn't have a clue what was going on. I didn't really know what a kitman was at the time. Well, I obviously had heard of a kitman, but I didn't know what it sort of entailed.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it was the day after a game. We played Exeter on New Year's Day. Or, yeah, I think it might have been the second, actually, for some reason. It wasn't on New Year's Day. And coming the next morning to help, and we were at the training ground. And as the players were going to get their boots, there was none to get. So they couldn't go out and train. So we were in the sports hall. And that was my first day, so that was quite eventful. And then he didn't last much longer.
Much
and
longer.
yeah, a couple of days later, met Stephen here, and
Yeah,
that
and
was
that was
it.
that. I basically had rang the guy who was helping to run the academy at the time and said, is there any work around the club? Because obviously I didn't have anything else going on other than my academy stuff. And yeah, that just happened to coincide with it being the same day that the kitman had forgotten the boots. So therefore there was an opening, let's say.
Imminent.
And I needed the work and they needed someone to do the kit.
And there was
So-
literally nothing in, like, I say nothing in this room. There was nothing that was like
any use.
Yeah, of any use. Like this whole corner here, there was like, for anyone that's watching on the video, there was like a big sort of like unit of all like shelves here with kit from years and years back that
just
couldn't be
piles
used.
and piles
There
of
was
kit.
like no cubby holes here. There was just like piles of kit. Obviously, where there'd
Piles
been a
of
few
kit
different
everywhere.
kit
It was
men, like,
horrible.
and nobody had properly sorted it. And now we've finally, like a few years on, I've got it into like, yeah, there was no skirts or anything, so we've got it to how we want it now.
So that leads me nicely on to the next question, actually. Other than remembering boots for training every day, what was the biggest challenge and biggest learning curve you guys had in this job, having not been kitman
Can
before?
I go first?
Yeah, you go.
It was like the interaction and understanding the environment. So a football environment with football players and staff and people that have only ever been in football, it's a completely different place to any other job you'll ever have. Completely different interactions with people, like all sorts of stuff goes on that you just, it would never happen anywhere else. And just kind of, I don't know, being able to just let things go and just relax and understand that if you're being bantered, then it comes from a good place, not from a bad place. You know, people talk about bullying this and this, that, and the other, when actually that might look like it on the face of it, but in reality, it's because it's coming from a great place, and it means
It sort of
you're
means
in.
that they
Do you know
like
what
you,
I mean?
doesn't it?
Yeah, of course, and that's kind of how it works in this environment. So that was like the thing. I mean, I'd done a bit of the environment stuff with the coaching, but nothing like a first team environment in football.
Well, when I actually started, because I was still like studying, I actually started this job as an apprenticeship, which is mad. Like,
God, yeah.
I bet no other kit men have done an apprenticeship. Well, maybe they have, I don't know.
I feel like that was only done to save money.
Yeah. So every couple of weeks I had a woman come in, and I actually had to like...
You were off upstairs for lessons or something?
Yeah, I was having like lessons while like washes were going on and stuff. And I actually had to write lists to show evidence of what I was doing. So like if we had an away day, I had to like write a list and like
To
a
show
checklist.
organisation.
And now because of that, I'm like an OCD, like
Lists everywhere.
honestly.
There's lists everywhere for everything.
I mean, it made me more organised, but I am a nightmare. Steve like can't stand me because I'll be
Oh,
like,
I
well,
wouldn't go that
no, can't sorry, can't stand me. But, like we'll be like,
We'll be 20 miles down the road.
and I'm like, have we got this?
Have we got this? Have we got... I'm like, mate, it's too late now.
And I'm like, I
God.
check my list like so many times.
Oh my God, he stressed himself out about it. And then he gets tired because he stressed himself
But
out
yeah,
about it.
but like just going to the question that was asked was like, just how much they're worth to remember and how important like the job actually was. I didn't actually realise that like all these little things are so important.
Yeah, but you've got to keep a grasp of reality as well. It's
Yeah.
important here. It's important to these people. In the grand scheme of the world, it's not important. And as long as you keep that kind of understanding, then you don't get too bogged down with it. You don't get too stressed with it. Because, to be honest, like if you forget someone's shin pads, what's the worst that's going to happen? They'll just borrow someone else's. Like if you forget an Under Armour, well, all right, you haven't got your Under Armour, but it's not the end of the world. Do you know what I mean? And then by being a bit more like that, you tend to remember everything anyway. Yeah. Because you're just more relaxed about it, and it allows you to. Yeah. But he doesn't relax ever.
No, we get that.
Yeah.
Always on it. But yeah, you guys are pivotal to the seamless working of what goes on out on the pitch for the management, the players. If you guys weren't doing your job well, and those things weren't, then they have things to worry about that shouldn't be worried about in a weekday and things like that. Yeah. So they can concentrate purely on what they need to do
and perform,
and that's performing on the pitch.
Yeah.
So we've taken a few fans' questions as well because you put out a post on all your socials.
Yeah, we did.
Asking fans to ping in their questions. So one of the first ones I'd ask is, what's your favourite? Obviously, we know the county ground. The setup here is fantastic when it comes to this room, the kits around, etc. What's your favourite away day ground that you visited in terms of what the changing rooms like, the kit men there, the setup, etc.
In terms of the actual change room and size, it would have to be MK Dons.
It's massive.
Oh, it's
but
nice, isn't it?
The only problem with that one is you have to go up and down a lift. So obviously, you've got the skips and all the like a whole van full of all the equipment.
Yeah.
And you've got to go up and down a lift. So yeah, it would be for the changing room side of it, and like the actual being in the stadium, it's really easy, but it's just getting it in and out. Yeah. Other than MK Dons,
Doncaster.
Probably would have to be Doncaster.
It's all flat.
It's probably about the same size as MK Dons.
It's quite a distance from where we park the van.
But it's
to where
all
the
flat.
Changing room is, but it's all flat. So
and obviously they play rugby there, so they've got like
a
lot more. They've obviously got a lot more players, haven't they? So changing room is massive. So probably maybe Doncaster, to be fair. Yeah. In terms of ones we've been to.
Has anywhere got a setup like this? Has anywhere got somewhere where you can have that environment?
Problem is a lot of these teams have a training ground or a training base.
So they don't need to have.
They've only got a little room at the club where they have like some kit. So they usually only got a small little room. I know a lot of kitmen that come in here and they think, oh wow, this is decent. And obviously we're opposite the change room in here, so it's ideal for us.
Before the kitmen changed, we don't know the kitmen now, but this is controversial as well. Bristol Rovers was always a good one to go to.
Yeah.
You offload at the door, and the first door on your left is the changing room.
And it's a decent size, to be fair.
Good size changing room.
That's the first place I had met you guys.
Possibly,
was Bristol Rovers away.
So yeah, you come in the changing room.
Yeah,
you've seen
in the changing room. You had the music blast. Yeah, and that was my first away.
It's a decent size. Like
chucking it down with rain outside.
Yeah.
But
also,
what a result that day.
The two kitmen that were there prior to this year were brilliant.
We got on with them really
Absolutely
well.
Brilliant. Just top guys, always look after you. Teas, coffees, biscuits, whatever.
Problem is as well with that question is like we've been to some other grounds, like we've been to like your Ipswich, your Portsmouth, and these grounds, and we didn't actually get to use their changing room because it was during COVID. So like Ipswich, for example, we were on in a bar. Peterborough, we were in a bar. The showers were outside and like
Ipswich. Here's one for you. So Ipswich, we were in a lounge, like a players' lounge, on the 4th floor in their main stand. And we had to use the lift to get the stuff up, but we were only allowed to put one skip. So our metal tins that we sit on, we're only allowed to put one of those in the skip at a time.
And one person, because it was only allowed a certain amount of weight.
Only one human and one skip. So it
was like the oldest lift ever, but as a stadium, that stadium was incredible. And there were so many stadiums that year that were decent, but obviously,
couldn't get into the changing rooms and couldn't do anything.
and like there was no fans and all this, but yeah, maybe Doncaster or Bristol Rovers, and MK Dons if it was.
If you take out the lift.
Yeah.
Right, this is your chance to out a player now.
Oh.
Who has been the messiest player in the changing rooms during your time? Or who do you know that just go into the changing rooms, you just know their little section is going to be...
1.
Frenchie!
We've had...
Really?
Yeah.
The smartest dressed person is actually Messi.
Like,
Yes.
it's got to the point where, Matt, like, players have asked to not be sat next to him in the changing room.
Because
So
he gets changed, he has his area, and then he'll use that area and that area, and the players in those areas are going, what are you doing?
We've got, it's number order. We always go number order on a match day. We just always have done, pretty much.
For the whole squad, not just for the 11.
Yeah, for the whole squad. Also, so that when we're at Evergrounds, like, you can't, if we pop out and somebody looks, I'm not saying they do, but they wouldn't be able to tell what the start
Who
of
was
11.
playing and all of that
But
kind
yeah,
of stuff.
like,
Because that strange stuff
For
happens.
example, Reedy, I think it was at some point earlier in the season, he was like, he was obviously number 5 and Frenchie was number 6, and he's like, can I move? And we're like, well, it's number order, like, there's not much we can do. And he's like, I can't do this anymore. But if you ask any player, anyone, they will say Frenchie's the messiest.
And is it just the changing room, or is he like it on the coach to away games, or hotels?
Obviously, we're not on the coach, but...
Not anymore. We used to be. I can't really remember.
I can't.
Yeah,
Just changing rooms, maybe. And even when he's
rooms,
just like, sits down on the table to have breakfast, he'll have a bowl and he'll have this and that. And honestly, he also, like, we never saw him buy a pair of boots. So, like, he would just
Everything.
be, I don't know. He's just the messiest.
He's just the messiest.
Sure, I saw him in the boot room just now.
If you look at his boots, they're all ripped to pieces because he just...
There was one point where he's wearing an odd pair of boots.
Because he had one broken on each pair, so he just wore the odd pair, the good ones.
Mad.
Crazy. But what a guy.
Gonna miss him, man.
Gonna miss him. Actually gonna miss him.
Right, we're building up to pre-season and close season now, but pre-season won't be far away. What does pre-season or close season and pre-season look like for you guys? Do you finally get some time to rest?
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we're both having our separate holidays, not together.
Not together.
Both having our
Thank
separate
the Lord.
holidays and having a good few weeks off, and then it's just sort of.
You don't go away to a nice Butlins or something together?
No.
You're I've just assumed
I mean,
you're
we're staying-
inseparable.
I haven't seen him for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been bliss.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder
He's
why
been
you came
texting
in
me, are you okay, mate?
Yeah.
Is everything all right?
So, yeah, sort of just sort of waiting until all the kit comes in, and then when it's all in and ready to be sorted, we do sort of a count up to see if everything's there, anything's missing, and then we can start sort of seeing what the squad looks like and start looking at what numbers people are going to have, what numbers they want. Obviously, this summer we'll be getting to know the manager and some new staff, and then we'll be putting all the kit in sizes and printing all, if anything's not come up, sponsored and stuff like that.
All sorts of
And
stuff.
then, we usually come in at least a week or two before all the players just to get sorted, so that when they're back, we're ready to go. And then pre-season's manic, so.
And it's just literally a case of going day to day in pre-season.
Yeah.
Like, we might get a schedule, but then it will change, and you'll do double sessions, and you'll do a double session with a gym, so it's almost a triple session. You'll be at the training ground, you'll be back here.
One day you might be at some hotel in a swimming pool having a recovery day.
Or you might get, where have we been before? Where you just go somewhere and train for a day.
Yeah.
We just get told tomorrow we're there.
Just to like
Players be
bit
there
of
at
change
11,
of scenery
so-
for people.
Yeah, so it changes up all
And
the
then
time.
obviously we'll have,
Sounds great for the players, but for you guys, that must be a logistical
It's a
nightmare.
logistical nightmare. Yeah,
and obviously
absolutely.
usually it's hot, so
Yeah.
this room that we're in, the kit room, in the winter it's the coldest room ever, and in the summer it's like the hottest room ever. So when you've got the heat press on as well, and you're printing all new squad numbers on training kit and all of that,
Stood in that corner for 2 days.
it's not ideal.
And you've got to understand, like, as new players coming in through the door, you've got to understand what their wants and desires are and how to
100%.
That is
build relationships
And
with them as
get
well.
to know these people quick, because you need to know what they need, what their level of expectancy is of you. Because some players won't want anything from us; they just want the bare minimum.
Some will
Other
want
players will want everything. provided for them. So you really need to like gauge that quick.
And then get to know their personalities, to know how they want to be treated and stuff like that. And that's the best bit of the job for me, getting to know new people all the time. Obviously, it's sad when people leave, but you get to meet new people.
You also need to thinking back to the break, we obviously will come back a week or so before that. But while we're off, we're off. Like, obviously we don't have... So if we look at the last 2 seasons, we had the whole season, the playoffs. Then the season started early because of the World Cup. Then we did the whole season. And now we're off. So you've literally had 2 years where I think we've had about 3 weeks off in 2 years. So it gets to the point where you need a break. And we've had that. I feel much better. Didn't realise how tired I was, by the way, until I just stopped and then went, wow. And it took me a week of just sitting in the chair or sitting in the garden. Just
with his slippers on.
With my slippers and my pipe. But no, seriously, like, I was so tired. I didn't even understand how tired I was until I stopped. But yeah, feeling good again now, going on holiday next week, and then we'll be straight back into it again for another 10 months, so...
Right, and I know we've touched on La Manga before in some of the pods, but pre-season stories, I know pre-season is full of them, of different things, of players being run through brick walls and things like that. You go to hotels and there's stories that come out of that. What's your favourite pre-season story, or what can you give fans that maybe they haven't heard before?
Okay, can I take this one?
Yeah.
So during lockdown, or we had just come out of lockdown, Richie Wellens was gagging for a week away with the lads. Tried to go abroad, couldn't do it. Government were like, no, you can't fly, can't do it. So we ended up going to Manchester and sitting in a hotel for a week. Just so that we were somewhere different. We did 1 training session at Blackburn.
Blackburn Rovers, yeah.
We went to Lytham St Anne's and ran up some sand dunes, which is hilarious because after all the players did it, Jonah was like, "Oh, that's easy.
Yeah,
I can do that."
I've been keeping fit in lockdown, so I was backing myself. I went on the run with them on the beach.
He was dead.
Yeah.
He got to like the 2nd June and he was like crawling up this sand dune. It was brilliant.
Yeah, we were there for what, 5 days, and we trained once.
We trained once,
but we had 3 games.
Yeah, we played Man United at their training ground. And
Reece
funny story, Reece Devine was playing for Man United that day, and Matty Kovar was in goal for him.
Yeah. Obviously, both ended up. Well, Reece is here now, and Matty Kovar come on loan.
Was here for a bit. And then we played. Who did we play?
Abbey Hay and Ashton United.
Ashton United.
So 2 local teams.
Yeah, interesting one. At Abbey Hay, Noel Hunt made an appearance in a Swindon shirt. Late in the game, people were a bit tired. He was like, well, I'll give you 10 minutes. Brilliant. Who'd have ever thought they'd see Noel Hunt?
He nearly scored within seconds of coming on as well.
Really?
Unbelievable.
And because of where that...
They didn't turn to you boys first?
No.
Unfortunately not. They had Huntley on the bench, so,
because of where that... Well, I say ground. It's not really a ground.
It's a ground. It's not a stadium, but it's a ground.
Because of where it was surrounded by just houses, but behind one of the goals was a train track, and they wanted to use our balls because obviously they were better, and the balls kept on going over the train track. So I was on a ladder, jumping over this wall, climbing it, and on a train track collecting balls. So I didn't really see any of that game.
You literally must have been in all situations to collect balls.
Yeah.
Like
we get so stressed when we lose balls as well.
Training,
I lose my head.
Into rivers and all sorts.
There's a river at the training ground.
See one go in the river, I'm like, yes.
They end up there. So I've been wet a few times. Yeah, I've been on train tracks.
Remember when I was at training and Wardy did you a solid? It was like, right, there's one that's in that massive bush behind the goal.
Oh yeah, Wardy.
I'll go and get it for you. He goes over, like, proper effort to get to it, and then throws it at you and it's punctured. Yeah.
Fair play to Wardy. He loves getting involved in all that.
That's good.
He actually loves it.
He
But
loves it.
There's been many a times where don't give up on a ball and we don't give up, and then we finally get to it and it is punctured.
Oh, yeah.
But
no, never give up.
At least you know. At least you know that you did everything you could to save the ball.
But yeah, it was a strange week.
Yeah, it was a mad
Very
week.
strange week. There you go.
So going back to fans' questions, what's the best goal you've seen at the county ground? Now, I know we had a bit of a debate about this beforehand. So
When isn't there a debate?
What have we landed on? Which one are you going to go for?
You can pick one and I'll pick one because you weren't even alive. But no, you were alive, just you were probably about 4.
So, I'm going to say the Ben Gladwin one from the Sheffield United game. It flew in, obviously.
Oh, oh, did it?
Just the way it just dropped down so close to his body. And
the half volley still rising when it hit the net.
And how important that goal was in that game as well.
What a game. 3-0 up in like the first 15-20 minutes, and then for it to go to 5-5 was mad. And yeah.
Crazy night that. Crazy night.
What an evening. It's like a really warm evening, wasn't it? The sun was like...
It's still like, it goes down as one of the best ever playoff games. And it's the most highest scoring one.
Yeah. I got one I want to mention before I go into my one that is the top.
Okay, here we go. You're doing a map.
I'm doing a Frenchie, yeah. The one I want to mention is from the away leg of the Sheffield United game, just because of the importance of the goal. So when Nathan Byrne picks the ball up just inside their half, and he travels a bit, and they smashed it in the bottom corner.
And it sort of bounced.
Yeah, and he's kind of hit it. It's just bounced in front of the keeper and gone into the bottom corner. Who I believe was Mark Howard.
Yeah.
Mark Howard, who now plays at Wrexham
and
has his own podcast. It's a good one, that. Kills Mine Away.
Where were you watching that from?
Behind the goal. Yeah, and then...
Scenes.
Absolute limbs.
I've never seen anything like it. So there was a video on YouTube. I think it's disappeared. I can't find it anymore. But the guy behind me and a few of my mates, he was filming when the goal went in, and you just see us leap over like 3 rows of chairs. I'm on someone's back giving it one of them. Like, it was mad. And then that goal turned out to be so important because it was 5-5. That's the goal that put us through. So yeah, that was important wise. But in terms of best goal, for people of my age and maybe slightly older, Rory Fallon scored a bicycle kick from outside the box against Bristol City. It come in, I think Sean O'Hanlon played a ball in, and he's chested it up to himself and then biced it over
What about
Steve
that
Phillips.
Simon Cox one?
Yeah, that's a good goal. That's a good goal, but is it a bicey from outside the box?
Against Bristol City.
Against Bristol City.
True.
At the town end. Like, yeah, it was an incredible goal. And I think the same week, Rivaldo had scored one for Barcelona that was very similar. So that was everywhere. And we were adamant at the time, if he doesn't score that goal, Rory Fallon's goal is everywhere. But because he scores that one for Barcelona, Rory Fallon's goal didn't get seen by anyone. But that's also on YouTube, so go and check that out, because what a goal, if you haven't seen it.
That's right. It wouldn't be a Kitman podcast if we didn't ask you a few kit-related questions. So, favourite kit, both. We'll start with your favourite Swindon Town kit first, and then I want you to go your favourite all-time kit that you've seen.
Ooh. You go first. Or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
My favourite Swindon shirt is the blue Adidas 442, Charlton away, Leeds away. Sorry, Matt.
Start mentioning Charlton, it's fine.
Leeds away, Southampton away, Fulham away in the Cup. Just unbelievable shirt, the central badge, and so many good memories in that shirt, and that's what makes the shirt, as we've discussed before. Yeah, that's my Swindon one.
My Swindon one would be the home one that year. So the home one from
Good year,
the 9-10 season.
Yeah.
Just probably because I spent the most money on it. In lockdown, I spent £70 on one with Charlie Austin on the back. So I'll probably have to say that one.
Honestly.
You have too much free time in lockdown.
Too much money.
Too much money,
apparently.
Yeah,
70 quid on a Swindon shirt when you work here.
so what's your
Favourite
favourite all-time? Like, what's a shirt you've looked at when they've
What?
launched it? Or
Is it any shirt?
international, club shirt, whatever you want. If you've just seen one and go, oh, that's a bit of me, that.
Oh, that's
I
real.
tell you what, I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I quite like their new one that they just brought out. It's not that though. I like the one with the gold. I quite like it.
banter though, isn't it?
Yeah.
The fact it's got gold on it because they
Yeah,
thought
but
they
that's
were gonna
because
win
it's
the
20
league.
years since the invention.
No, they thought they were going to win the league.
Yeah,
they put gold on it,
Yeah,
and
but
then they haven't
it
won the
works.
league.
It works both ways because that Arsenal team was incredible.
Yeah, it was.
Favourite shirt of all time, and it doesn't have to be a Swindon one. This is tough. I'm going to go with. This is difficult, man. I quite liked when Italy.
That's so weird. I was just about to say Italy 2012 Euros.
No, when they had that
Because
Kappa
I really
one.
Kappa.
You remember when they had the Kappa ones, and Wales had the same one but in red?
Yeah, but in red, yeah.
And it was like lycra, it was like skin tight.
Yeah, really.
And the sleeves were like down here.
Must be a nightmare.
Mancini.
Though.
I just think of Mancini when I see that shirt.
I love a lot of Italy's kits.
Yeah, they are
But
really nice.
I'm going to go, just because of memories when I was a kid, I'm going to go with Euro 96 England home.
Oh, with the collar.
With the collar and the little V
Gazza.
there. Central badge again.
Yeah.
Gascoigne 8, Shearer 9, Sheringham 10.
Yes, yeah.
I thought the name set on that as well was really
Yeah,
good
the
as well
name
because
set
it was like a
with that
navy
chunky-
blue
but chunky
with like a
the harsh
sky
lines.
blue around it. It
Yeah,
was-
but like chunky with the harsh
Yeah,
lines
really
on it.
chunky, really
Yeah,
nice.
I'm going to go either Italy
like that.
2012 Euros when they got to the final and lost against Spain, or 2006 when they win the World Cup. Between them two, I like them both.
just because
Just
you're
based
Italian,
on memories. Yeah,
Yeah,
fake Italian.
Fake
Um,
Italian.
I just like those kits because I like the players that played in them. They're some of my favourite players.
Yeah, I think it's that one.
And then moving from tops to bottoms, boots.
Ooh.
This is a question from a fan. Who had the best boots last season? Whose boots were you like, oh,
Tom Clayton for me. The
Yeah.
Tiempos, I love Tiempos at the minute. I think they're the best boots. He had a nice pair of Tiempos, nice colourway as well, like a
so
maroon.
what colourway was it?
Yeah, a sort of maroon one. I think
Yeah,
it's
nice.
the best way to describe them.
Yeah, it's like a pinky. Yeah,
I love
like
Tiempos.
really dark, but had like a pink tinge. To
I always said I liked them this year.
it. Yeah. Best boots this year. That's tough. I'll tell you who had an unbelievable pair of boots, but never wore them. Kieran Brennan had the Adidas Predator
Oh, yeah, he
remakes.
did, didn't he?
Oh, they're
The
nice.
navy blue ones with the pink detailing. I think they were the Predator Manias or whichever, but they were incredible boots. And he
Yeah,
had
well-
them converted, so he had studs, but he just never wore them. I don't know why.
I think he
they were a
said,
bit loose on his
like,
feet,
the
weren't they?
tongue comes so far down,
Yeah,
like
he didn't
on
like
the,
the
top
feel,
of the
but
foot, so he felt like he had a lot of space for movement or
incredible
something.
boots. Did Glads have any,
Glad's had a different pair of
Remake,
boots every day. I
but
think.
did he have any remake Predators?
No, I don't think he did.
White ones,
He
maybe?
would bring a few, like, I say old school, like early, like from like 2010 or something random.
But yeah, I'm
Willow,
going to go
Willow
with...
had some naughty boots.
Oh, Willow had some good ones.
Yeah.
Chaz with his ones with the initials of his
Yeah.
kids on was
Yeah,
really
they're
nice.
nice. Also, he's been wearing the ones, the lilac ones, he calls them silver, but they're lilac, that he wore at Old Trafford when he made his Southampton debut and scored.
Yeah.
He's been wearing them a lot this
What do you
season.
think of boots nowadays, though, compared to, like, because, I don't know, when I was growing up, some of the boots we had, they were iconic.
Yeah.
Now it feels like there's so many boots out
I
there.
thought-
They're bringing
For me
one out,
personally,
they're bringing one out every week.
I've
It
got
feels-
such wide feet that I have to wear either a Tiempo or an Adidas, like leather style boot. I've been in the Premiers, the Tiempo Premiers for the last 2 or 3 seasons.
I think they're not as durable now because of the material. You see, obviously I don't know years ago how many pairs of boots players went through, but some people get a pair of boots and within a week of wearing them and training they're starting to rip, and they either send them back or they've got to get a new pair. And some players might only wear 2 pairs of boots all year, and they might be really good, but
Yeah.
I suppose sometimes the way people kick a ball,
Yeah.
they're not durable and they rip.
And how they move.
And that's
how
the
their
same
feet
with a
move.
lot of-
Does it matter? Because I remember Jack Grealish in the playoff final,
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
state of his boots.
It's about
at the end of
comfort.
that.
Yeah, it's
I
about
think-
comfort, and
It is.
if you think you can still play in it, but I just
Yeah.
think that they're done a lot cheaper these days with the material, but they're more expensive, which is weird. Work that one out, but I think it's the same with everything. Even when you look at kits, some kits now are just not the same. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but no, they don't have like you'd have Beckham, Zidane, Del Piero wearing the Predators. You know, there's not a boot like that people go, do you know what? That'll be around for years, and they'll be remaking them in 20 years, and you know, and then you'll still be using Beckham, Zidane, Del Piero in the adverts. You know,
you've just got all like you've got like the new version of Predators, and you've got Tiempos, but they just bring new colourways out every month.
So that's the thing, isn't it?
Like
just so the biggest thing.
Just so that they bring all these new colourways out.
It's just for the impulse buys. Yeah. It's just for the quick sales, isn't it? It's not. But yeah, no, they're
Tom Clayton's for me anyway.
Tom Clayton's. There we go. Right. I think that's enough questions. We'll save some of the other fan questions for the next time we do this. But should we move on to the quiz?
I'm ready for this.
The moment of truth.
I've been waiting all day for this.
You've been waiting all season for this to go head to head. I know you are.
Oh, here we go.
Right.
I haven't got a clue what to expect.
So we got 10 questions.
Yeah.
Look at that. As soon as you said there's a quiz and we're head to head, we're now leaning away.
You don't like each other anymore.
This is
serious.
I haven't changed it one.
You have.
This is like that episode of Ted Lasso where...
don't talk to me about Ted Lasso.
Oh, come on.
I can't.
Ted Lasso's
Honestly,
class.
I can't.
Better
Yeah,
than-
no, but that's why. Have you seen this week's?
Oh, no. We can't talk about the end.
Yeah, he's already ruined it for most people online by the Saints.
Oh, yeah, because I'm the only one that's allowed to write on Twitter. Shut up,
Anyway,
mate.
quiz time.
Go on, quiz time.
So, 10 questions. There's a few bonus points thrown in there as well. And then there's a deciding question at the end if you are level on points afterwards. Normally I'd be keeping score points, but I might need your help on that one just to keep on top of it.
I'm sure we can keep count of that.
So you have to say your name before you answer. Once you say your name, give an answer. If it's wrong, you get frozen out. The other person can answer.
Yeah.
Like
If
that.
they give a wrong one, then it's back open. The floor's back open. Don't have to put your hand up, Jonah. Doesn't need to go up there.
Yeah, I'll try not to.
Right, so question 1. Swindon were joint 6th highest scorers in League 2 last season. But how many goals did they score?
You mean, wait a minute, just to clarify, you mean the season that's just finished?
Just finished.
Who was 6? I didn't know that.
Sixth highest.
But how many goals did they score? I'm going to give you both 2 guesses for it, and then we'll go for the closest.
82.
That's high.
Incorrect.
Yeah, it's well
That's
high.
a
I was
lot
just
of
thinking we'd
goals.
scored 5 twice, so that was 10 already.
I'm going to go, this is tough, 59?
What did I go 82?
You're closer, but still wrong. At the moment, you hold the point for closest. So, Jonah, can you go back?
64?
64. That means you win the point because you, no matter what, you'll be
Oh, okay,
closer.
so I'll still be closer,
it's
right.
between 59 and 64.
Oh, so I'll go 61.
There we go.
Yes!
Why the hell did I go 82?
1-0, 82.
Nick, can I just say so? I forgot sort of how many goals were scored a season. I thought 46 games. I thought.
2 goals a game, man.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we scored. Well, we scored 5 twice, so that was
That's
already
true.
10.
Yeah, there were also games where he scored none.
Yeah.
True.
We can't
suppose
talk
that
about
even-
that,
yeah,
But
even-
still, I was quite
yeah.
impressed by that 6th highest goal scorer.
Yeah, I didn't realise that. To be
Oh,
fair.
so it was 61, and my 2 guesses were 59 and 61.
Yeah.
I'm well there, aren't
Oh,
Fair play,
good
bro.
start.
Do I get double
Good start. No, just a 1 point. But you can get a bonus point here.
I? Woohoo!
There were how many other sides finished on 61 goals last season?
Steve. 2.
No. Jonah, your chance to take a bonus point. Don't just put your hand up.
1.
3. There were
So
3 other
4
teams.
teams.
Leighton Orient, Stevenage and Bradford.
We scored the same as Orient.
Yep.
Mad.
Mad things.
I need to look at the league table more.
All right. Question number 2. Star of the pod and newly signed contract with Middlesbrough, Solbrun, had the most league starts for Swindon last season. Which outfield player had the next most league
Steve.
Jonah.
Steve.
Steve went first.
Huts.
Romeo Hutton.
I knew that, but Eagles jumped in first.
That's
There
the,
you go.
that's the game, mate.
You go into a 2-0 lead.
Yeah.
You get moody just
So-
because it goes
This is Jonah, by the way. Everybody, meet Jonah.
I knew it anyway.
Right, we're marking the 30-year anniversary of the player final win over Leicester.
Woo!
A game that you guys liked to play in your quiz last season was naming the team.
Oh.
This is a test now.
Oh.
Jonah, how old are you?
He was -7.
I wasn't even a 4.
-7 he was.
So you've got a massive advantage on this one.
I
Hoops.
have.
But take it in turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Naming players. And because he wasn't born, Jonah, you get to go first.
Fraser Digby.
Well done. Paul Bowden.
Sean Taylor.
Martin Ling.
Colin Calderwood.
I was going to say him, but I wasn't too sure.
No, he's captain.
Glenn Hoddle.
Craig Maskell.
You're doing well so far, boys.
Tough now.
We've got
I really
4
want
players left.
Nicky Summerby.
He's bad, got a yellow card. 3 players left.
How long has he got, Rav?
I was trying to think.
He's got some. We rattled through those first few, so
We did well there.
This is where I can't think.
Yeah,
now.
I got 2, but that's still.
Moncur.
That was one of my 2.
2 left.
Oh, there's only 2 left.
Only 2 left.
This is a risky one. Steve White. No, did he not play?
He was on the bench, came on 78th minute.
He said John Moncur, man.
That's it. Jonah's taken the point. You've got 2 left if you can name them. So Steve White was 2 people who came off the bench.
Who was up front then?
Well, Craig
Yeah.
Maskell was up front, but who? Oh no,
Who-
we didn't play because Hoddle
You
played
don't
as a
know.
sweeper all the time.
Got
We didn't
another
play with 2 strikers, did we?
Yeah, one's a forward, number 9. The other one was a left midfielder.
Number 9. It's not Steve White.
Steve White. Well, remember back then, they first 11 were the first 11, 1 to 11.
Yeah, I know, but like Hoddle had 4.
He did. And he's even
Both-
written down here as sweeper.
And Bowden had 3, and like they all had their numbers. Like who? wore number
I
9?
can't think of the other 2.
Everyone's screaming at their.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's screaming. The older
And as soon as you
generation.
tell me, I'm going to lose my head.
Shall I give you them?
Yeah.
We've got number 8, Ross McLaren,
Oh my God,
and number 9, Dave Mitchell.
Dave
Oh, Dave
Mitchell!
Mi-
I could see him. Oh
And
no!
then Mickey Hazard was the other player on the bench.
Oh, Mickey
Hazard
Hazard.
came on. So it's 2-1.
So where was Steve White? Did
Steve
he
White was
left
on the
by
bench?
then?
No, he was
Oh,
on
he was
the
on
bench.
the bench.
Came on 78th minute.
Oh, yeah, so he had played in the game.
Yeah, we wasn't
But
starting 11.
we hadn't got on.
Because was it not Steve White that got fouled for the penalty?
Yeah.
So I did. So yeah, all right. That's what I had seen then. I wasn't going back.
Right. Question number 4. Joe does half the deficit. Well done, sir. So, Michael Flynn announced as a new Swindon Town manager at the end of the season. What job did he have before signing his first professional football contract?
What?
This is a great
This
one.
is a guess out of nowhere.
So before we started playing football professionally.
Yeah. So I think Barry Town was his first professional contract,
Yeah.
if I'm not
Hoops.
wrong.
I'm going to say he worked in a chicken slaughter factory. And he slaughtered chickens.
No, I love it, but no.
No? All right. Do you know who did do that? Mike Dean did that before he was a ref.
I did know that
You did know that?
because he talked about that on
Peter
Golf
Clark.
Life. Oh, I don't Golf Life. He's actually talked about it on every podcast.
Come on, I've given you loads
I'm
of
going
time.
to say working with cars.
A mechanic.
Yeah. Mechanic.
Right, you can have one guess each left. It's
Oh,
a
God.
pretty like general job, like like when you leave school, you want to be a 1, 2.
Jonah,
Yeah.
supermarket.
No. Although he did, I think he did work in a supermarket.
Was he
but
a
no,
fireman? I don't know.
He was a postman.
Oh, I'm close. I'm not close. I know.
We'll have to give him one of the red polos next
Oh,
year.
yeah,
Because he look like a postman.
Yeah, postman Pat.
Yeah.
Delivering that. There we
We
go.
often get told that the
Real
polos.
insight on your new gaffer.
Hopefully, he can deliver promotion.
Hey!
Hey!
Right, question number 5. It remains 2-1 because neither of you got that one right.
Never got that.
Charlie Austin has extended his stay at the county ground, but how many goals does he have in his Swindon Town shirt? This is according to Soccer Base, so
Jonah.
Chaz, if I've got this wrong, I apologise, but this is Soccer Base we're talking about.
Jonah.
Come on, you said your name, say your answer.
46.
Straight in. Well done.
He saw it on Twitter the other day.
I didn't. I know he scored 37 goals in his first period. And he scored 9.
This is what I'm saying.
And
How
it's-
many goals this one?
Yeah, so I just put 2 and 2 to put them
You
both
did the
together.
math.
Yeah.
That's the bit I'm most
That-
impressed
that-
about.
Hang on a
So I
minute,
nearly
hang
said
on a minute,
45
hang on a
then.
minute, hang on a minute. In his interview, when he signed his new contract,
Oh, here we go.
it says that he scored 10 goals this season.
What?
I thought it was 9, but in the interview, it says 10. So that would make you wrong.
Yeah,
No,
But he didn't. He scored.
we
9.
don't. No.
Yeah. It should have been 11. You should have had the 2
Yeah, he
penalties.
should
and
have
we've got
taken the
double
2
figures.
penalties.
But
Right, so Joe has pulled it back to 2-0.
Yeah. 2-2.
This is tight. So, question number 6. Swindon's first win last season was against Rochdale. Can you name the 3 goal scorers?
No.
yes. Jonah.
I can't even remember
Harry McCurdy.
what the weather was like. I've got no idea.
What the weather was like.
Honestly, mate, I don't remember anything about these games. That's all.
Johnny Williams.
2.
And
It was early.
What if he doesn't get them all?
Then you get a chance.
oh my god, I feel really stupid for saying this. I think it was Ellis. He scored early in one game.
No,
but-
so it goes over to Hoops. You only need to name one to take this point. It feels like a steal, but
Oh my god, I know it.
it's got to go to him first before it comes back to you.
I have no idea. Tyree Shade? I don't know.
Jonah. Wakey.
Yes! You doing bits while you were trying to say the answer then.
I have no memory of any of it.
Alright, Jonah goes 3-2 up.
All
Right.
because he got bloody John Moncur. Because that was my next one. And where does he pull John Moncur? He's never watched the game.
Huh?
Wasn't even
Unbelievable.
born.
I know.
Right, still plenty of points to play for, don't worry.
Can't believe
So-
Steve White didn't start that game.
Question number 7. Name the season based on the clubs playing in the same division as Swindon Town that year.
Here's another one.
This is bad, by the way. Brentford, Brighton, Bristol Rovers.
Hoops.
Yeah.
13-14. Yeah? Get in.
How the hell's he got that?
Get
Like,
in.
There was more than one year where we were all in the same league, so I was waiting for the next few.
Well, that's...
But
that's
yeah,
a-
fair
there are
play.
some teams
You've,
in that.
you've guessed that right.
There are some
I haven't...
there are some teams in that division.
As soon as you
as well.
said Brentford and Brighton, I
Yeah.
was like...
Yeah, but Brentford and Brighton were in.
Cheltenham, Leeds, Southampton. There were some teams that year.
That's 09, 010
That's
then.
9-10.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's 9-10.
I've
That's
got 13-14 down here.
Leeds weren't in the league.
Nah.
Right, we're scrapping that one. We're scrapping that one.
What do you mean, yes? It doesn't mean you get it right.
No, but it means that you don't.
Because my research may be wrong. I
But
apologise.
if you check, in 13-14, the teams that you
Yeah,
had said
yeah.
were in
Yeah.
the same league.
But
Yeah, but nothing. So I actually answered the question that Matt asked. Correct.
If that's
So I lose a point because...
it's still
Yeah.
3-2.
Right, question number 8.
Right, got you.
I apologise.
It's all right, Matt. Don't worry
I've
about
had
it.
an absolute mare. Question number 8.
It's not as easy as it looks, is it? Doing
Puma
podcast?
are the current kit manufacturer.
Yeah,
Before them, it was Adidas.
yeah.
Who were the kit manufacturer before them?
Jonah.
Who's-
Lotto.
Lotto, correct.
It's right there.
Yeah, but I can't see
Is
that.
it? It's right ahead of us.
I can't see that though, can I? Come on.
Well, his move's changed.
Honestly. This is what he does when he wins something.
Still
he's
got
just
2
in-
questions left, so
Yeah.
plenty of time. Question number 9. Which season? I'm worried about this now that I've got this wrong as well.
It's all right. Go on.
Which season did 442 become the front of the shirt kit sponsor?
Jonah.
Jones said it first.
Don't know if he did, but yeah, we'll let him have it.
We'll have VAR on this afterwards.
0910. That's not it.
No! Yeah, come on, baby! It was 2008, 2009.
Yes!
Because it was a Lotto shirt. It was that one there. It was the year before Adidas came in.
Oh, wow. Pressure went to you there.
4-3.
Right. This is going to be a quickest finger first, I think.
Oh, God, he'll win.
Number 10.
Yeah.
As we all know, we've mentioned it, my team is Charlton.
Yeah.
Who scored the first penalty for Swindon in the shootout win at the Valley in 2010?
Jonah. I
You
only
can't
said
say your name and then wait 10
So
minutes.
I'll go for it.
John Paul McGovern.
Is he correct?
The answer's John Paul McGovern.
Yeah, but he's waited too long. Yes! Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If you ask a question, wait. No, stop for a second.
Oh, I'm so
if you
excited.
ask a question and say it's fastest finger first, and then I shout my name and wait 20
Hang on.
seconds, that's not...
I was coolly coming up to the
No, you
penalty
weren't.
like he did.
No, you weren't. You said your name and then started thinking about your answer.
I walked from the halfway line slowly.
That's not... That's not right. I've got one right. I've got one right where I've then been docked the point.
That would still
And
be 5.
you said your name and then waited while you're thinking about the answer.
That'd still be-
That's not how it
Remember
works.
People listening to us on the pod shouting, bring it down a level.
That'd still be
Sorry.
That would still be 5-4, wouldn't it?
No, I'm not having it.
It will still be 5-4.
Even if you
No,
can
it
have that one. Yeah, you can. They would.
Wait a minute. I lost a point, and then you said your name and sat there for 10 seconds while you thought about the answer.
So then it would be 5-all.
I'm saying it would be 4-all. But there you go. All right, he can have it. It's fine.
You can have it.
It's
There we
fine.
go.
I know how we get
First
through
quiz
the day.
between the
It's
two of
fine.
you has ended in chaos.
Chaos.
And not helped by the quizmaster, I apologise.
Chaos.
But-
Unbelievable.
Shona
well, there you
takes
go.
it.
It was good
He
fun.
came from 2-0 down.
Kept
take
the
the win.
down to get a 4-4 draw. Well played, you.
I feel like we can't do any more of these. I feel like
Nah.
you two are going to talk now for the rest of the season.
We're not going to talk to you. It's been a pleasure, Matt. It's been good fun. Have we enjoyed it, Joan? Yeah.
Oh, I have it.
Oh. Brilliant. Yeah. Cheers, guys. Hope you've enjoyed
Cheers
it.
for listening, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.